since we were talking about the striker position and all, Giorgos Giakoumakis, I think would be roughly how you say it. He is kind of one of the most recent rumors for the striker position for Atlanta. He's been linked to Atlanta, but also to Japan, to the Urawa Red Diamonds. But he's currently playing at Celtic. If you look at his history, the guy has figured out a way to score goals when he probably shouldn't. And that's good. That's a good sign. He basically single-handedly assisted his team in the Dutch Eredivisie, and that was during where he was playing for a side that was being relegated. Still having some success, obviously nothing to the degree that he did a couple of seasons ago, but the guy has found a way to do the job when the job was very difficult because he didn't have the backing of a good squad behind him necessarily.
Yeah, Celtic won the double last season, and they're in the Champions League. Bruno asking, is he with a DP spot? I imagine he would be, or a very, very, very high TAM deal. I don't imagine that he'll be a GAM player, especially with that Champions League experience and that European experience that he does have. But yeah, we talked about Tyler with VVV Venlo in the Eredivisie, 26 goals in 30 league appearances, and really
wild.
the best player on a team that ultimately got relegated, as we mentioned. Nels for goals, certainly. Not quite the player that he was 2021, where he is pretty much scoring for fun, but still for a relatively good value. I mean, it could really prove a good bank for Atlanta United's buck. You said it, Tyler. Arthur Blank has deep pockets, and anything that the club in Japan can put up, Arthur Blank and Atlanta United can match it. So I think this would be a really good signing for Atlanta United, and it certainly fills a need. Again, we can't compare him to Joseph Martinez because there's only one Joseph Martinez. So that would be my fear, would be, are the fans going to put too much pressure on Giorgos and say, hey, we just lost an icon, one of the best strikers in MLS history. I have to fill that role like for like. It's not going to happen. I think it may take some time for him to get acclimated, and once he does, he'll be able to really fit in with his club, fit into MLS, because that's a whole new country, a whole new league, and I think he could prove a really solid signing for Atlanta United.
Anytime you replace a star player, they're going to be immediately compared to him, no matter what. And it's up to that player to just show that what they can do, and the fans will immediately love them. There's been players that have come in here with hate before. People have not liked them for crazy reasons, and then within a couple weeks, they're magically in love with them. You replace a star player, they're going to look at it, and really winning is all that matters, right? And this city is starving for a winner. I mean, you got Georgia and the Braves who've been doing very good, but the Hawks have been the Hawks lately. The Falcons are still rebuilding, and now Atlanta United's rebuilding, but they just had the biggest acquisition of the offseason. They got the best front office in the league. They got the guy that has basically come into every team and has turned them into champions. So right now, I think fans still need to be patient. We should make the playoffs. I mean, that's absolutely something. Like, we don't even know who our striker is right now, but with the money that this team spends in a year, they should make the playoffs 100%. There's a lot of bad teams in this league. So they should definitely be able to get in. After that, I've always seen this as a 2-3 year project. And honestly, I think that we're ahead of where we are in this project. We've moved on from a lot of bad contracts, and hopefully they can remain gone, because we tried to erase the Eric Lopez situation, and now it's back. And I have a feeling they're going to figure out something here that's going to get him off the books. But you're getting all the bad things off the books, like we said, right? And now you've just got to find those players. But if you rush, and this is what everybody's complained about over the past couple of years, started with the Marcelino Moreno. I'm sorry, Tyler, we got to talk about Moreno. When Moreno came in, they didn't even have a head coach. They had a temporary coach, and they knew they were hiring a coach in the offseason. Why immediately do that? Because you had an immediate DP spot open, and they wanted to spend it. It was a lost season. I'm sorry. Moreno wasn't going to come in and light up the league enough to be able to sneak them into the playoffs. So you can't jump in here and make silly mistakes. And this first part of the season might be rough to watch. I mean, they could be good, but it could also be rough. that's okay. That's what the Sounders have done. And again, this is a multiple year project. But now you got a guy that is very smart, watching every single move that they make. And that's what we want. I think we wanted someone to check Boca. And unfortunately, Darren Eales was not that guy. Darren Eales just said, do what you want, man. Like, sign whoever you want. I'll support you. And that's where everything has gone downhill. Darren Eales leaving was so sad. And now that you look at it and just kind of take a broad look at what this team has done and see how Darren's kind of just sat in the back and let him run it, this is, it's so important.